For most of you, buying a house will most likely be the largest purchase you ever make in your entire life. You may ask questions like, how much of a house can I afford? What is a good location? Will I be close to my friends and family and dining and entertainment options? How big of a house will I need for my family? What do I need to start my home search? What's up, everybody? I'm Alex, and this is Sinspiration, the only place where I inspire you to develop a growth mindset. Today's growth concept is owning your first home. It's an investment and a tried and demonstrated way for people to build wealth and deals with your largest expense, housing. If this is your first time purchasing a home, I'm going to share with you my personal experience to help guide you from searching for your home all the way to closing. This is not professional advice. If you want that, you can go seek out a real estate agent. I've been hearing a lot of news lately that people have accepted the current high interest rates for mortgages, and as a result have started to pick up the home search and home buying again, including several of my closest friends. But you don't want to wait until you are able to purchase a home to have knowledge of what the home buying process entails. You can start early, do some homework, and be ready to secure that home before your contender does. Yes, it is a competition. The first step is to figure out how much house you can afford. It would be sad to find a house that you really like only to find out that you cannot afford it. You need to understand what your purchasing power is first. There are two ways to do this. You can get pre-qualified or use a home affordability calculator. I recommend starting with a home affordability calculator because it's more interactive and gives you all the numbers. Monthly debts. I'm going to assume 0 in this case. Ideally, you should pay off as much of your student loans, personal loans, and auto loans as much as possible. Down payment. This is an estimate only based on how much liquid assets that you have. You should reserve about $30,000 for closing costs, furniture, and also 3 to 6 months of emergency funds because you will need it. Debt to income ratio. The maximum value that you can still get qualified for a loan is about 43%. So let's set that here. Interest rate. Based on the current environment, it is about 7%, but it's going to fluctuate based on the current markets and what the Fed does. Loan term. 360 months is 30 years and is the most popular loan term. I recommend doing 30 years rather than 15 years because you will have the lowest monthly payment. Hence, you will be able to conserve cash that you can use to invest in other assets such as the stock market. This is better than paying off your mortgage faster, but it really depends on what your mortgage rates are. PMI. Private mortgage insurance. If you pay less than 20% down, then you will need to pay PMI. What this is it's to protect the lender against losses if the borrower defaults on the mortgage. I highly recommend avoiding PMI if possible by giving a large enough down payment. Property tax. I'm going to estimate about 1.3% to include the 1% tax assessed on the value of the home, as well as any additional taxes in the city or county. Home insurance. This depends on your purchase value and how much coverage you want, and based on whichever policy provider that you choose. Generally, it is $35 for every $100,000 of the home's value. But in California, it might cost double this amount. HOA dues. It's going to be 0 to a low amount for single family homes, but it's gonna be a few $100s for new communities, especially townhouses and condos that have amenities such as parks, gyms, and pools, playgrounds, clubhouses, etc. In the areas that I've looked at, the average was around $350. This is like rent, so pay attention to this number. Now let's take a look at the breakdown of the payments. With all these numbers, This is gonna be the maximum purchase price that you can afford in your current financial situation. You can also click on this tab here to see the monthly payment breakdown of your entire mortgage, encompassing your interest, principal for mortgage, property taxes, home insurance, and HOA fees. Alternatively, you can use this calculator to calculate based on your monthly payment. How I do it is I start with my monthly take-home pay. Subtract out all the debt payments and estimated living expenses from utilities, food, groceries, transportation, entertainment, etc. What's left is the maximum payment that you can handle for your mortgage payment. In summary, think of it this way: higher income and lower interest rates allow you to borrow more money towards a mortgage. You add this number to the maximum down payment that you have available in your savings and brokerage accounts. This will give you the maximum purchase price for a home. Don't forget to add your spouse's numbers as well. The other way of getting an estimate of how much of a house you can afford is to get pre-qualified. You can do this on any lender's website by filling out some basic financial information, including your income, your credit score, and an estimated down payment. This will require a soft pull on your credit report, meaning it will not affect your credit score. You should be able to get a result within 1 hour. Find a real estate agent. This step is optional, but you do have the option to do so if you want to. You don't pay your real estate agent. Your agent gets a commission off of the sales price from the seller, typically around 2.5%. If this is your first time buying a home, it's highly recommended to have a real estate agent to help you out on the home buying process. They can provide you with professional advice and guide you throughout the entire home buying process from start to closing. They can offer you market insights and also tell you if a particular purchase price is acceptable or how to make a better offer on a particular home. They can also help you negotiate for better terms and also review important home disclosures with you. Personally, I just asked my parents for advice and did my own research. Now, some of the new construction home builders actually do not allow buyers to have real estate agents with them. A pre-qual is great, but it doesn't carry as much weight as a pre-approval. If you have a pre-qualification and another buyer has a pre-approval and you're both trying to buy the same house, the person with the pre-approval will always win, sometimes even with a lower offer price. What? Why? This doesn't make any sense. It's because the person with the pre-approval has a lender who is willing to commit to that buyer's maximum purchase price. Being pre-approved shows that you are a serious home buyer. It means that the lender has done a thorough analysis of your financial situation and capabilities to take on a loan. They will run through the numbers and calculate your debt-to-income ratio using the following numbers: your income statements from your W-2s and tax returns, your credit score. To get the best mortgage interest rates, you want to have a score of 720 or higher. All assets from your banks, brokerages, and retirement accounts. This is used to determine how much down payment you can actually do. Debts, including student loans, credit cards, auto loans, and existing mortgages, if this isn't your first time buying a home. Any bankruptcies or foreclosures on your file. Gift funds from your down payment, whether you are fortunate enough and privileged enough to have gift funds from your parents or other family members. It can take a few days to up to 2 weeks to get your pre-approval letter. Once you have it, you can show it to the sellers saying that you're pre-approved, like wearing a badge with pride. It's typically good for 3 months, so that means you need to start your home search immediately. A couple of reminders. This will be a hard pull on your credit report. The ding to your credit score will be very minor if you haven't had many hard inquiries over the past 2 years or opened up new lines of credit or other loans. You don't have to use the lender that gave you the pre-approval. You can shop around for different lenders, just like how you shop for everyday and expensive items to get the best deal. When you're ready to purchase that home, your debt to income ratio will be re-examined prior to closing. And so during this time, you'll want to ensure that you do not take on new debt and do your best to keep your current job and income. We've reached the end of this video, but we still haven't talked about looking for your next home. Why? Because the very first step should be to determine how much house you can realistically afford. There is no point in looking for homes that you cannot realistically afford. This will save you time in your home search and not give yourself false hope. Now, if you're someone who plans to purchase a home with all cash, then you won't need a pre-qual or pre-approval because you don't need to borrow any money. Just make sure that your income can cover the property taxes, home insurance, and HOA fees. I hope this video helps you start your home search. It's a good idea to start early so that you get familiar with the home buying process. Otherwise, it can be very overwhelming, especially the first time. I know it was for me. There will be parts 2 and 3 to the home buying process where I will take you through advice and tips on looking for your home all the way through closing your purchase. So don't forget to like and subscribe to get updates to these new videos, and check out my page for more content on how to grow your mindset. You've been inspired today. Go figure out how much house you can afford now to establish a baseline. Happy hunting!